Yeah, so it's kind of just fallen into place. My whole life I've kind of felt like a little entrepreneurial, but never really known how to make that happen. I've always kind of wanted to, but through the course of my PhD in the last like 3 or 4 years, I've just been working on various projects, and this algorithm that is kind of at the heart of what we would propose to do has really been developed over the past year in some different contexts, and starting to realize that hey, something like this could actually have some real value, and trying to figure out where that value really is and how to go after that. I work in the neuromodulation space, and in that space, things like spinal cord stimulation, deep brain stimulation, you have these devices that are fundamentally similar to hearing aids. You have a control, like a device that provides some sort of therapy, and has parameters, just like a hearing aid does. But we face a very similar problem in that the current model is you get these implanted, and you have to come back and forth with the clinician and get them tuned and tuned and tuned, coming back every month for a year or two. And it's a very exhaustive process. And so I've devoted the last 4 years to building algorithms to help solve that problem. And in thinking about that problem and realizing that there are other things that meet that definition if you step back and think a little more broadly. And so a hearing aid is something that really has a broad impact. A lot of people have need for it. 45, 50 million people are hearing deficient. And so there's a broad need for that, but also there's a little lower barrier to entry than, say, spinal cord stimulation. So that's kind of how we've settled on that space as a place to go. At Carlson School of Management, been talking to Carla Pavone, and she sent me an email like 3 weeks ago and said, hey, sent me a link, you should apply for this. And I was like, yeah, okay, will do. And so put in the application. It's interesting, it's intimidating, and it's exciting. I mean, it's still pretty early. Don't know if this is actually going to go anywhere, but I'm excited to try to pursue it. But it's going from the point of saying, hey, I've got something that I think could be valuable, and then trying to talk to people who know, okay, is this actually something valuable? And if it is, who do I talk to, and how do I go about extracting the value from that and actually building something out of it? And meeting people along the way, meeting people like Ian, and kind of building those relationships. And so it's been exciting. It's nerve-wracking because I don't know very much about the business world per se. I don't have any formal business education, but you learn a lot along the way. So, I mean, other than our first appearance at Walleye, the student competition last week, we hadn't really had much interaction. But since then, there's been some back and forth over emails in the last week, and the office hours this morning are already pretty helpful. So hopefully going to go back for round 2 shortly. Thinking about putting dollar signs in front of things and figuring out what the actual value of things are. Like, I'm a scientist. Like, I'm like, this is cool. I think this will solve a problem. And somebody's like, well, how are you gonna make money? It's like, I just think it's really cool. I just want to make it happen. So having to think about all aspects is, yeah. Walleye Tank really just hope to make some connections and to talk to people who know what they're doing, and get some feedback, and to hear, hey, maybe somebody's going to hear our pitch and going to say, maybe that's not the right way to go, and give us some advice on some other direction to take this. Or maybe we'll hear that there is no real opportunity here, but so far we have been hearing that there is. And so, just to get some more feedback and to make connections and to meet some people, really. The algorithm is in existence. We're working on the alpha prototype, getting our hands on hearing aids and making that work right now. I would love to have like an alpha prototype in the next 6 months that we could try out with. My dad has hearing aids, and he already volunteered to be a first test subject. But in all reality, it'd be great to build an alpha prototype and get started on something like this soon.